So from the outside, the Tesla Model 3 doesn't look like the most roomy or comfortable place to sleep. It's actually the smallest car Tesla makes, and it's not even a hatchback. Once you open it up though, you realize that there's actually quite a lot of space in here. Sleeping overnight in this car is actually a lot better proposition than you might think. The first and the worst of two options is to sleep in the front passenger seat. Like a lot of you guys probably are, I'm not built for sleeping in an upright seated position, but the seats actually recline pretty far back and have a lot of rearward travel. They don't go perfectly horizontal, but they do give you enough of a backward pitch to make sleeping in that position at least feasible. It also gives you direct access to the center console to control the car and watch movies and videos. There's also heated seats for colder nights where you have insufficient clothing or blankets. The second option, and the far better one that you're most likely to use 99% of the time unless you have a lot of crap in the back, is to sleep in the trunk. The Model 3's rear seats actually fold down and gives you a full pass-through from the rear of the cabin into the trunk. I mean, it's obviously not as tall as a full-on hatchback would be, but it gives you a surprising amount of maneuvering room, even with a mattress underneath you. I'm 5'10", roughly 240 pounds, and while laying down, I have to struggle to touch the trunk hatch with my toes. Anyone 6 feet or under should have plenty of space to sleep back there without needing to be all curled up or be bunched up into a ball all night. And even when you sit up, as long as you avoid the trim piece where the two glass panels are joined, you have lots of headroom. The ledge that the rear seats latch onto that forms the upper part of the trunk is a great little storage space to keep things like phones, lanterns, and anything else you don't want getting lost over the course of the night. And since the Model 3 is reasonably wide as well, there's enough space to keep all your gear on one side of the car and leave you more than enough room to sleep on the other. You can get purpose-built mattresses fit for the rear of the car, but you can get away with just a backpacker-style mattress, which is what I use. If you're sleeping in a public place where you need some privacy, like a Walmart parking lot, you can get a privacy screen to black out all your windows that takes only a couple minutes to set up. The GOAT of sleeping overnight in a Tesla though is definitely the camp mode setting. Among other things, it leaves the HVAC on and lets you keep it going overnight so you can keep the cabin ventilated to prevent condensation and set to a specific temperature. Since it's an electric car, there's no leaving the engine running, so to speak, that you have to do with a gas car. It'll also automatically cut off if your battery hits 20% so that it doesn't leave you stuck with a dead battery. And if you have the right sleeping gear, you can even turn off the temperature control setting and just run the fans for moisture control if you're worried about power use. And again, because it's electric, if you pick a campsite that has electrical power like an RV site, you can plug in your Model 3 overnight and not only run the HVAC from shore power, but also charge up your battery to full if you're using something better than a standard 120 volt outlet. A lot of RV sites use TT30P style outlets, so if you get the adapter for it, you can safely charge at 3 kilowatts overnight and wake up to a significantly charged battery. Winter does throw a bit of a wrench into things, as some of the power is used to heat up the battery for charging in the first place, so if you're plugged into a standard wall outlet overnight while running your HVAC, you might not see your battery percentage go up at all. For instance, on a recent winter camping trip, which got down to minus 13 degrees Celsius overnight, I was at 46% when I went to bed, and still at 46% when I woke up. With camp mode and the HVAC off though, it will start going up and should be a lot better in warmer weather. Try to find those RV sockets when you can so you can still charge on cold nights when running camp mode. If you have any specific questions about sleeping in the Model 3, just let me know.